See, this one's missing a back leg. We buy alligators from alligator farms, or I buy them from the nuisance alligator tavern. When people buy alligators, when people feed alligators, they associate people with food, and they lose their fear of people. So they start coming up and looking for people to get food. See, when you walk around, they'll open your mouth, tell what to buy. Thank you. See, but if you make fast movement, they get food. Next slide. Okay. See, they don't care whether it's a stick or my finger. They bite. You know, there's no such thing as a tame alligator. When you see him doing that, it's not because he wants to lick me or nothing. You know, he's definitely going to bite. Well, I tell my partner, he shuts his jaws, and I have my finger up here. Notice he shuts a little harder when I touch him than I did when I was standing in front of him. I'm going to touch him a little harder with this stick here. See, he didn't do it. They usually shut their jaws. They shut them so loud it sounds like somebody's taking two pieces of wood and knocking them together. They have about 3,000 pounds per square the closing power in his mouth. These are his jaw muscles right here. So pretty much anything you can picture fitting inside their jaws, they have enough power to crush it up, and they crush the animals to make it smaller, so it fits down that flap in the back of the throat. Alligators have to use the weight of their food to sit on this thing that looks like a tongue. It's called a palatable valve. It pushes against the roof of his mouth, and that forces it open. But they eat turtles, birds, fish, frogs, snakes, rabbits, raccoons. Stay in school, you'll never have to do this. Anything, you guys live here too? You don't look like tourists. But anything you can picture fitting in there, they eat it. You watch here, their jaws are really sensitive. The reason I think they're so sensitive is they only see right down the side of their jaws here. They can't see this ball on the end of his nose. But you see how I open his mouth, they're trying to turn at me when I touch them. All these little black dots you see next to his teeth are his taste buds. You touch anywhere around him, he'll turn his head until you touch his teeth. Their teeth are sensitive, the roof of his mouth, his gums. I'm not really sure. I'll touch too much more of that. But they have 80 to 88 teeth. They're capable of going through 380 sets of teeth in 100 years. The two indentations you see up there in the middle of the jaws, that's how far their eyes drop down inside their head. You know, I got my hand over his eyes right now, so he doesn't see my other arm coming. Doesn't hurt him. Is it okay? So you get close to him, they do the same thing. Just a way for them to protect their eyes from tree branches or, you know, fighting when something gets across them. His ears have covers over them too. Any constant splashes will just alert the alligator. They're not able to determine distance or direction with the hearing. It just alerts them to come up to the surface, look for something moving. If you guys ever been fishing, you throw something in the water, like, say, a bobber. The alligators, especially after being fed by people, that come over there and bite the bobbers. You don't see too many people using plastic bobbers there. They get crushed. They usually cord or styrofoam. But the alligators are able to be caught and tied up because they can't see in front of them. You guys just come up to the right? Yeah. What's this about it? The Seminoles will tie up the alligators by pinning his jaws here with their chest and teeth, so they would have both their hands free to take a rope and wrap it around his jaws. I'm not going to tie the alligator, but I'm going to pin his jaws and I'll put my hands on the sides so he can stay with it looks like. A lot of people come here before their boat rides and then they miss their boat rides. If he bites me, get a picture of him. I want to see where I went wrong. I got bit by that big one right there in the head. And nobody took a picture of it. He held me for 23 seconds and nobody took a picture. I wanted to see it. He ended up breaking my jaw. So they take a rope, wrap a rope around his jaws, around and touch his jaws. If this alligator wasn't so nasty and didn't have so much jaw power, I could reach around and grab his tail and pull it right to his jaws. They'd tie his tail to his jaws so they could pick him up and carry him out of the fight. Just for pictures and being that he's being really calm, I'm going to show you guys the same thing I just did there, but with his mouth open. You'll be able to tell if I don't do this right. I got pictures of it. That'll put him in there, you won't shut. Now, if I have this alligator down like this the whole time, he's going to see everybody here. You see how he hits him? When I hold his head up like this, he's looking at the inside of my ribs. So it helps keep him calm. You notice how the whole time I have my hand over his eyes? There's 78% muscles, so they're way stronger than people. If I decide to just fight with this alligator and let him do whatever, he'd throw me all over the place. I don't weigh very much. Now, if I held him down like this, he'll do the same thing. Usually he turns back towards the water. Like somebody takes a picture with a flash, first thing they do is go to the water. Let me show you something. Cover up his eyes. Watch his nostrils. He'll close up, his belly will swell up, and he'll hold his breath. So when you cover an alligator's eyes, you can always make him relax. That's what happens when you don't do it right. See how his belly's real fat here? His leg. Now, if you touch the back of his neck, with his jaws, it doesn't work. So, as long as I don't touch anywhere around him too much with his eyes, stay calm. But the reason I do that, so I can get off that side of the alligator, because he doesn't have good footing on that side. So if he does swing, he's going to go that way, towards the water. So it gives me a chance to move. When you walk up to him, they're always going to open their mouth, dance, or something like that. You see how he closes his eyes? Because they see everything bigger, so they see a person, they always get scared. They do hit you with their tail, it hurts, they break blood vessels, they can cut you, but they don't break